Everyone thought he was weak, but the truth was he had just forgotten his own value. In a quiet village on the edge of Punjab, where dusty roads met green fields, lived a man named Arjun, who always put others first and himself last. People borrowed his time, his strength, and even his dreams, and he never said no. Every morning he woke before sunrise, helped his aging parents, fed the cattle, and walked to the nearby town for small labor jobs. He smiled at everyone, even when his heart felt tired. Neighbors praised his kindness, but they also learned they could take advantage of it. Before this story goes any further, if you enjoy deep life stories like this, take a second to like this video and subscribe to MindShift Tales, because these stories are made to help you grow stronger from the inside. Your support keeps this channel alive, and your journey matters here. Arjun believed that being good meant staying silent. He believed respect came from sacrifice. He believed his worth depended on how useful he was to others. In the village, there was a shopkeeper who always delayed Arjun's payments. There was a cousin who borrowed money and never returned it. There were friends who only visited when they needed help. Arjun noticed all of this, but he told himself that patience was a virtue. He told himself that someday people would understand his goodness. He told himself that life would change on its own. One afternoon, while repairing a broken fence near the fields, Arjun overheard two villagers talking behind a neem tree. They laughed softly and said he was a nice man, but too easy to use. They said he would never stand up for himself. Those words hit him harder than any insult spoken directly to his face. He kept working, but his hands started shaking. For the first time, he felt something new rising inside him. That evening, he sat alone near the village pond, watching the sky turn orange. An old school teacher named Ravi joined him and quietly asked why he looked so distant. Arjun shared everything: his tired heart, his silent struggles, and his fear of becoming invisible. Ravi listened carefully and then said something simple. He said, "Kindness without boundaries becomes self-betrayal." He said, "People treat you the way you teach them to treat you." Arjun went home that night, unable to sleep. Those words repeated in his mind again and again. He realized he had been teaching everyone that his time did not matter. The next morning, when the shopkeeper tried to delay his payment again, Arjun calmly asked for what he was owed. His voice was steady, even though his heart was racing. The shopkeeper looked surprised, but he paid. Later that day, his cousin asked for more money, and Arjun politely refused. He explained that he had his own responsibilities now. The cousin walked away annoyed, and for the first time Arjun did not feel guilty. Some villagers started acting cold. A few stopped calling him for favors, but something strange happened inside him. He began to feel lighter. He started sleeping better. He walked with his head a little higher. Arjun also began spending time learning new skills in the evenings. He helped his parents, but he also helped himself. He saved small amounts of money and planned for a better future. Weeks passed, and people slowly changed the way they spoke to him. They listened when he talked. They stopped making careless demands. One day, a young boy from the village asked Arjun how he became so confident. Arjun smiled and said he did not change overnight. He said he simply stopped abandoning himself to please others. He explained that self-respect is quiet, not loud. It is shown through choices, not arguments. It grows when you honor your own limits. Months later, Arjun found steady work in town and started a small repair business on the side. His parents noticed peace in his eyes. Ivarve nodded with pride whenever they crossed paths. Arjun learned that real value does not come from being needed by everyone. It comes from knowing who you are, even when no one is watching. It comes from choosing yourself without becoming selfish. Near the end of one peaceful evening, Arjun stood again by the same pond, where everything had shifted. He realized that nobody had suddenly changed around him. He was the one who had changed. He finally understood that respect starts inside. He finally understood that silence is not strength when it costs your soul. He finally understood his own worth. If this story touched you, take a moment to share it with someone who might need this reminder today. And tell us in the comments, what is one boundary you are ready to set in your own life? Because sometimes, the day you realize your value is the day your whole future begins.